And welcome on back everyone to Total Warhammer 3 in part 7 of our legendary Mother Ostankya Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode we have snuck up on the defenders of Drycha's forest, caught them fully unawares. Even though she has the very powerful and legendary Ancient Spirit Coadel, I don't think it's going to matter much. Let's go ahead and pull on back to show you what we are rocking with here. We've got a couple of our Sheena ambushers, Vanguard deployed up in the very front. A couple of the others up deployed Vanguard with Ostankya, and the bears behind them ready to wreak havoc on whatever lines they might have there. We see the Agony Succession going down on the units we have that placed on, which is perfect. And then in the back portion here, I've got the Frostworm, which looks absolutely fantastic. Making it hail a bit. It's not cold enough here. And then we have the Snow Leopard and the two Hag Witches hiding in the back there. All of our main punchy forces over here with Ostankya and kind of the sneaky boys and the worm in the center. We've got a whole bunch of spiders and the Thing in the Woods hiding, waiting for the prime opportunity to rush out and destroy them some wood elves. Let's get to it. Spirit Bear swims majestically. Wooga, 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 wooga. Everything, it just destroys everything. Spirit Bear is fantastic. If you miss, obviously it's a complete waste, but if it lands, it's a whole unit gone. And with that, we now have some space to move on with our Sheena. Their snipe makes them incredibly useful against any of the Wood Elves archers who have to actually move up and sight them before taking fire themselves. Drycha's Wood Elves, I'm not sure exactly what the debuff is going to be. Let's take a quick look. But they just have less overall melee stats, and I think they actually have less accuracy. No, so it's just more leadership, less attack and defense. These poor elves think they fight for their queen. We shall free them. Violently. The Sugar Shard's getting some fair damage on Ostankya. We don't want to leave her there for too long. Trying to make sure we silence the spellcaster. I missed him a bit there, which is a little unfortunate. This spell actually will silence any spellcasters and halt them from casting spells of their own. We have finally gone ahead and activated the Hag Witches and Leopard, and I'm going to go ahead and bring the Frostworm in to just munch on any of the kind of already weakened Starfire shafts. This is the time now that these spiders also are unleashed. Them working in tandem with the Arnid Flock of Doom is just terrifying. They already both have a damage over time, which will whittle away the very low armor to Wood Elves quite quickly. You can see these guys are suffering immensely. Let's do witches, go ahead and charge on in. Lookity sloogity, the worm's coming. For any that might be still alive. It's time for an ice bath. Oh, and he actually will freeze the ground to skate around. That is awesome. Definitely can move faster on his big old frosty tummy than by foot. Wood Elf throwing down with the Beowulfs, smacking by his own elves. They match a 0. Bears ripping their way through the woods. There's a new king. I mean, it's performing very well. That attack animation blasted all the way through the line. Hit 2 units. They were already weakened, but imagine smashing the front line and blast units behind them even. That's good stuff. You just gotta figure out the proper way to use these attack animations. Majority of the Wood Elf forces, though, are already broken. We've got them held up in a single corner. Frostworm moving in, and a rain of stones as well. Look at those animations. He's very similar to the Jade Dragon, isn't he? There's lots of flips and circular serpentine movements to attack. And like that, the Wood Elves break. Drycha's malevolent spirits prove weak compared to Ostankya's. And a textbook victory against Catra the Lost. The only couple kills they did get were the few unfortunate Kislevites that got a little bit too close with the spiders even and got smushed by their big old tree trunk feet. But as far as the rest of the units go, almost no kills across the board. Beautiful. So we will go ahead and... Oh, it's so much gold. Do we... Listen. This is so... Yeah, we're gonna sack it first. Is it worth it in the long run? Probably not, but I'm here to be violent. Ostankya the Horrible. And we'll come on back in and just claim the Griffin Wood from there. If you all want to rise up, peasants, it works for me. You can take your things. And since we now own a magical forest, this gives us 5 Spirit Essence per turn. Great. Fantastic. How much are we getting just from natural? 4 from buildings, 3 from low corruption. We should get 5 now for a magical forest. Great stuff. Maintain control of 3 provinces, an obsidian amulet, and 10 essence. I think that's the one thing that Ostankya has that it's not so good for her, is most of the quests that would give you normally gold only give you essence, so you're missing out on a lot of treasury. We're doing fine at the moment, though. Griffin Wood is down to tier 2, which is also fine. I'm going to go ahead and just chuck in the breastworks here to make sure we maintain control, and then we can come on in and grab probably just growth and control here at the Roadhouse. Indeed. And then we'll go ahead and grab a market when we can. Quit doing that, unless we're using the curdled milk to launch at enemies. That could be quite the leadership debuff there. As far as your next skills, let's go down the red line. Make sure I'm not making any kind of mistake. That's upkeep, extra replenishment, and then the good old renowned and feared. We'll head down this soon. I do want to finish off the red line first, though. For Tolika. Pretty sure we already have Arcane Conduit for you. Let's then circle back around to grabbing the final upgrade here to the Flock of Doom, which will drop that Winds of Magic cost and give us a little bit, actually a pretty hefty drop to the cooldown. And it won't blow up as often. In our own face. As far as Gretel goes, probably not a bad idea to get the Protective Charms. But let's go... Yeah, we're fighting against Wood Elves. Give ourselves as much missile resistance as we can. We've got the Boar Bears. I would like to get the Frozen Heart of Winter in here. It will go ahead and replace our Snow Leopard. So our little kitty will evolve into big old bear. That's how it works. Now we need to figure out where the rest of her units are. Catcher was slain. Oh no, they're gone. Yes, I just moused right over that. That was a beautiful attack. Although, if Bellicor's still here, we're going to have all sorts of problems. For now, though, onward to victory. Kislev is currently fighting who?
My polks are at your service.
The Sarl and Ecstatic Legions. My polks are at your service. I need to look up what this is. We will take both the non-aggression and the military access, that way we can move through her territory. And I'm actually not going to take gold from Katerin.
You honor the crown.
We want her to be a friend, and I don't want to weaken her army, even though that does help us confederate her. She looks actually to be doing worse than Stalton this time, which is very surprising. He might end up confederating her, we'll see.
Grave times.
Heinrich Himmler. Really? Himmler and Ostankya? Definitely not. That's going to cause all sorts of problems.
None shall question.
And he is evil incarnate. Among one of the other. He is cartoon villain evil, but he's still quite evil. Back over to the Bleak Lands. Can't quite betray the Katep yet. Soon. And we can have both of the Frost Maidens, instead of just joining up with Kevin, we can have them go steal some tech from Hag Hall. Irina, absolutely come join.
Inspire the conscripts with frugality.
Inspire the conscripts. I'll go ahead and upgrade Stenitsa here, then where we can get some better iron mines and actually get some defenses there as well. Ornheim up to tier 4, which is going to drain the rest of our gold. Before I do that, let's see if there's anything that can be upgraded here in the city of Quintex. I will absolutely take the Obsidian Trinket Maker and the Stud Farm. Upgrade Quintex over Iron Spike there. Let's back to deteriorating. We are likely to end up at war with the lizards here. give them Iron Spike, but I get extra Spirit Essence from that territory, so I will not. Built all the trinkets we can for the turn. Ice Port, can we do some more trading if we had the gold? And then one more turn for our Iron River Stone, which will drop construction costs for all of our resource-producing buildings, and then 5% for all buildings. Solid. The Hospodar bloodline. We need an Ungol bloodline somewhere. After that, we're likely to... Campaign line of sight is probably a good call. And Norse Hatred as well, since we're about to be throwing down with all of the Warriors of Chaos. So as soon as Iron River Stone's done, we'll swap over. A lot of the really, really good upgrades are down here in the secondary portion of Kislev. So we'll need to circle back around too. It's most of the strong military and economic upgrades. 20% more income from all settlement buildings is just the best.
I control the frosts.
Alright then. Urkalisk,
Guardian of the
let's
land.
bring you back to the Moon
Follow me
Shard.
into the
As
wild.
Gotrek is a pretty good defense. And we'll just have you come grab some more
Loyalty,
baby spiders.
bravery, and cold steel.
And use them to put into centers to sleep. Albeit very temporarily, apparently. I'm back to Ostankya.
Kislev's defense.
Mother Kislev. Will command me here at the Griffinwood? Absolutely. We'll go ahead and slot in. There's no corruption here. Recruitment's not really an issue. We'll just go for extra control. And a turn. Alright, Iron River Stone, quarried from the mineral-rich stores of the Iron River, is of vastly superior quality. The supply must be kept constant if the city is to expand at pace. Indeed. Now that we're friends with the hags, that should be much easier. Be at war with Sylvania. Alright then. These monsters cannot be permitted to spread night across the land. The motherland must wage war against death. Thousand Treasury, a vampire conflict. Some more leadership would fight against the vampire counts for all armies and some treasury. I mean, alright. Vlad versus Mama Stanky? Such is the way. We'll get to that. I would like to take some land back, and since it has pottery, I'm going to take this and keep it. But otherwise, I will take it and give it back to Kislev. Oh, she's doing alright again. I'm going to reclaim some land. We're here, Kislev. The bulwark is reinforced. Yes, we'll have Ostankya come on into March.
The land must drive us on.
Oh, that's trespassing? Through who? Oh, through the undead. Well,
I don't think I will.
I don't think I will. Just you wait. As far as Prague goes, that only upgrades Streltsy. That's very, very narrow. Most of the Prague ones are for the elite missiles. Corruption reduction, fire resistance for all armies. Yeah, that's very specific. Yeah, we'll go Norse Hatred. We'll go from Lenscrafters down. First giving us a little bit more line of sight, and then that leadership and melee attack and defense against all of the Norse and Chaos Aligned factions.
The snow.
Except for the Beastmen.
Never
With all the
needed
human
the
Chaos Aligned
invention of
factions.
Fire.
Let's...
The spirits agree.
I want to go into March to try to lure some fools back over, but if we get jumped by the likes of a Wa, it would be not fun. So we'll come on out.
Lift your slovenly heels.
Go into the ambush
There is
stance.
a magic in stillness.
I'm just gonna sneak through the woods here. I don't really care if we trespass. Fight me. Treaties of the Great Orthodoxy. We need to prioritize Katerin then. We'll keep trade up with both, but we'll prioritize
It has been
Zarina Katerina.
a very long life.
We do need to pretty quickly go for the upgrade here at the Griffinwood, and I'm gonna need to put in a lord of some kind. I will start grabbing boyars when we do finally confederate up with
Drużyna ready.
either the Ice Court or Stalton's faction.
Where's the ale?
No gold really to be spent over on
Champion of Kislev.
the homeland just yet, which is fine actually. Urkalisk, you keep
Drużyna
building up your
stand
spider army.
ready. Gotrek, get
Won't last against anything serious, but against just normal old lizards and even just normal Saurus, so they'll be just fine. Are you all at
Listen
war
to
with
the sounds.
the exiles just yet? They like us less. But we aren't actually in the forest area. They're currently residing within the magical forest of the Witchwood, which is going to draw their ire for sure. No one's in friendly territory either, so no hexes or curses. We'll swing on back over to Ostankya. Don't mind adding in the Karkamas here, since we have plenty of gold left over. And then we'll build up some lovely new curses. We need all of the Agony Succession. This has been carrying several of our battles here. Same thing with Fragmenti. All of the direct damage spells are
so that you
beautiful.
feel it truly.
I love that it is auto giving us the Vanguard deploy one. Right then. It's another uneventful turn. Let's just quickly make sure. Oh, that's the Goramadni. I don't care about trespassing on the Goramadnis. They're trespassing on Kislev.
Hag witch. Oh, how wise to visit a witch on her own ground.
What do you want? Perhaps a pact or even a treaty? Dude, do you think because we both dabble in the dark, we're gonna be friends? Oh, he's actually currently fighting Be'lakor. What on earth? Heinrich the Grey. Steel technology was a success. Lovely. Now the Doom Kings are going to like us even more. Beautiful. Are they leaving?
In the distance, feels like the doom I deserve.
Must you drag me to my death as well as yours?
Alright then, so we are no longer defended by the duo for now, but they can come back. He becomes an authoritarian just before leaving. We taught them well. The lessons of the forest were learned. That means we need Urkalisk on standby. We might just leave Iron Spike as kind of a bit of bait. I see no lizards here, and we have like all sorts of extra line of sight. I'm gonna continue to give him more and more little baby spiders.
To defend Kislev.
Up to I think 8 total. What do we have? 4. Actually, 6 is a good number, and then we can start grabbing some of the, at least a little bit bigger. So maybe some giant spiders, and then some Akshina. I'm enjoying making our creepy things in the forest
By our
armies.
blood is Kislev kept safe.
Not for everyone, but quite thematic. Grab Fragmenti, and then our last but not least, definitely least, Unburdened Step. We'll start using these more often since we have more of them. So many of them laying around. How many turns before we can use this again? 3? Okay. I think we definitely need to leave both these armies here, but that's good to know. It's actually quite a fast cooldown. And now, Goramadni tribe.
The Baka Palace's doors are
Oh,
open.
you're not at war with them. Either way, I guess I am. Hello, Betchefin.
Justify means.
Indeed. Olaf is like, excuse me. I don't even know you.
Impossible.
Horn will reap your skulls. Souls, then skulls.
Steal their futures.
Oh, beautiful. Have we got to fight against any Norskins yet? I think not. And because this is a siege, and it says decisive victory, it'll likely take out well over half of our warriors and our Akshina since they're at the front line. So let's dive on in. And while I'd love to see some of the Kislevite siege weapons, I very much think we can handle this no problem. We've got all the big beasties. I'm just going to put an Unburdened Step on Ostankya herself. We've got them split down the middle here. Now, there's no reason to waste our blessings and curses. Hope you enjoyed your stay in Betchefin. It was short. And who doesn't love a good siege? We've got the boys all set up in proper formation with the Akshina in a bit of a square. Got the bears and all of the other big beasties ready to charge on in and smash through the gates. Not too many defenders here, so I'm sure these Norskins are absolutely terrified. They need both red shirts and brown pants for what's coming. Going to be an absolute tide of spiders and things in the woods to try to rip through these gates. Meanwhile, Ostankya and the big Wendigo move on in to do their damage. I've mentioned a few times that I'm going to add in the name for this big boy here. We've got the suggestion Goofy, which I think is fantastic. I just need to actually go ahead and add it on in, so don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Fantastic Spirit Bear. Didn't take out the whole unit, but oh, they're already gone and running for the hills. That's one of their main sources of damage. Ostankya's fire arc does struggle a little bit against walls. That's just fine. As soon as we get in those gates, it'll be havoc time. Knock, knock. He brings Girl Scout cookies. Oh, doom. Absolutely love this spell. Just take Flock of Doom and make it better in every way. And there you've got your spirit spells. Rock coming on down as well. That's one of the coolest things about fighting Ostankya as well. We've got the bubbling cauldron. You're fighting against or as. There is all of the different nature spells coming down with rocks and spirits and whatnot. We're gonna break through these gates as well. They are holding firm for the time being, but with enough smashing, anything's possible. Most of the poor enemy is already wounded by the flying spirits of death. You can see just how fast it rips their health off. It's quite quick, and it doesn't shut down any of their activated or passive abilities they might have as well, until it is over. Knock, knock, Mo Sakura. Gates burst open on both sides. We can send in Doom. Bit more Goulios dropping down, and I've got the blessed version of that. I'm trying to heal up all three of these big sealed units. They're just fighting Marauders, so that'll be not much of a trouble for anything here. They're sprinting towards their juicy targets, and I thought we had actually made it through the gate, so we've got all those fighters now abandoning their goal. They were making almost no progress getting through this gatehouse. Good old bear charge coming on in now. Battering these hopeless mortars aside. Hit a slow-mo for this combat, and we'll zoom on over to see what the Frostworm's up to. The poor Marauders. They die in droves. And you'd think it's an ad. They go out and they hunt creatures all the time. You'd think they'd have no trouble at all with bears. But it's not going well for them. Meanwhile, the other bear squad moving on in. Leopard has reached them first. Let's see how things play out from there. Wants its eyes. I bet the eyes of the Frostworm are probably pretty powerful. Magical artifacts. Go for it, we dare you. We need more Frostworms. These are awesome units. Look at them dance around, they don't stand a chance. We've got a different animation each time here. So if we get the one where he just kind of breathes ice forward multiple times, you're not going to get nearly as much damage. That one where it basically just creates an AoE explosion in Dark Souls boss style, that's fantastic. We need more of that. Big Elemental Incarnate finding some new victims. This was not meant to be. I think we're going to see the white flag going up for everyone, including these poor, unfortunate Spear Marauders, but let's see them get charged. Nikolai the Snow Leopard going first.
No!
Bears and the worm behind them. The boys better run. You better run. And you turn around and go after just one unit. Come on, bears. It's your turn now. Slow roll. There it is. Not meant to be is an understatement. Beethoven falls to Ostankya. And after eliminating a pest problem, we have ourselves some new real estate here in the Empire, which is now part of Kislev. I could sack this, but we're not going to be gaining much because they probably just claimed it from their previous owner, so we'll just occupy it as is. Agreed. We've got ourselves a new trinket since we just bullied some humans. Believe is what that should count as. Got a gray has decided to sit with me here. That's our middle cat. Mama Gray. We've got now the... Oh, it's actually a Marauder Skulls for throwing down with one of the Warriors of Chaos. The Mortals of Chaos factions, that is. If we use it to create a blessing, it'll give us flaming attacks, and when used to create a curse, a weakness to fire damage minus 30%, which is pretty hefty. So an inner fire is vital to guarantee survival in the harsh northern tundra. Indeed. Now we can use that to make some Bear's Bulwark, so someone's going to be extra resilient. Another going to have flaming attacks and be extra heavy. Bear's Bulwark giving you 100% more mass and 20 more charge bonus, which is great on the big beasties that are already very heavy. Excellent. Our Lessigan Curse production is now in full force. For the most part. We've got greenskins here also we can throw down with gain their trinket. Let's get the final point into firing drills for 6 extra melee defense for the Kossars and Kislev Warriors, and 9% less reload time reduction for everyone with a bow, or a missile of some kind. Beautiful. So Obsidian Amulet, not really worth applying. Our ancillaries are a bit lacking at the moment. Nothing really worth swapping off. As far as Gretel goes, let's give her an additional point into spread control. And then we'll continue down at that good old magic line. Kazahala, I'm going to give you an additional point to steel technology, and that's what we're going to use you for the most part here. Pop back in the army whenever we need some help, though. I love that Kislev has all these extra benefits from all of the different resource-producing buildings. I don't know if all of Kislev does this, but the fact that Mother Ostankya has it is awesome. More factions need kind of specific buffs from the different resources and how they would use them. So I think a clay pit here in Beethoven would work out just fine.
Call me.
What other parts of this would we need to clear? Padarin already controls Nagenhof and Essen. If we go after Mordheim, which is down here in the south, we could pass that off to Katarin pretty easily. We need to figure out how much land the Gormadi have.
I've been looking forward to this.
They don't even have
a
lord this time, so they must have just come on back. They've got 2 settlements left. Not really much of a threat. Mara, we need to get across the sea here and see if Boris is still alive, but I highly doubt it. We'll come this way.
Through all weathers.
It'll be a glorious surprise. Would be my reasoning to run the Recruit Defeated Legendary Lords mod. The only reason I don't run it is because you have to do a couple crazy steps in order to keep the AI from actually recruiting the Lords once they fall, unless there's a couple settings you can just kind of pop in. The enemy Lords, so if you defeat Azag, he's going to then join up with another Greenskin army, so you're going to have to fight Azag plus that one every time. And that can sometimes drag on for a bit when you have to just fight nothing but Legendary Lords. Especially the likes of the Warriors of Chaos, who have an absolute ton that reside under their command. Kazahala, let's go after Ice Rock Gorge this time. Make them good and mad. Another success. Well done. Who are you at war with? Gritus and the Ancestral Throng.
Not welcome on the day of awakening.
Funnily enough, neither are you. You were banished, good sir. Banished.
We are the land, and the land is us.
Exactly. Here in the Moon Shard, we're still doing the recruiting thing. We may want to swap over to the relief columns, that way we can quickly build up those forces here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of saving on our gold that we have left.
The noble choice.
You're just gonna... What's at 100, so if we do stay in this province, it's going to cause us some problems. What I'm going to do is have him pop on out, go into an ambush stance, and we'll try to
Like the
build up the
huntsman of the
ambuscator
Oblast.
trait there.
By my command,
90% chance of
we
this
march.
little tree copes, but we wouldn't be able to defend the Bleak Hold. We would just be there for
Frozen glory.
reinforcements. Alright, back over to Kislev.
Lands protector.
Check our diplomacy real fast. We've got a rebellion popping up in Iron Spike. Oh, we're probably about to lose Iron Spike again then. Yeah, we won't be able to defend against the rebellion. We can keep farming them up though. Don't know what I'll lose the money for it. That's my only concern. Stop collecting income. We'll have rebellion in 2 turns. Let's do that then. We'll have Hercules come on over and see if he can't be at least nearby to help out for that rebellion. So we'll delay it for a moment. Come on back in, then check diplomacy. It zooms us back to our capital every time. That's not going to give us whiplash.
Windshaper.
He is alive. 7 settlements? Alright, Kislev.
Say the word, and the pulks shall be mobilized.
He's going to mobilize some polks too.
A toast to our partner.
Ostankya and Boris. Actually would love to see a in-game conversation between the two of them.
of Elfwatch.
She might
Ice
not
Queen of Kislev.
be very approving of him.
Celestial
Getting his cheeks kicked.
ancestors.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start trading with the Eastern
I
Riverlords
speak
too.
with
I'm
the
not sure how we
wisdom
know
of
you're
dragons
around. There must be a
behind
caravan nearby.
Harmony is attained.
Being friends with Cathay is always good.
Darkness comes.
Get out of here, you. Harmony is assured. We go over to Kimmler in the corner. He's whispering to himself. Ah, Kimmler's fine. Don't worry about him. Get more hag witches here in Kislev. I think that's a really good idea. So let's start pulling in more hag witches of hags because this is such a strong lore. Just like when Hushut came in and it was clearly almost an upgrade to Lore of Fire. A blend of fire and death. Azamira Borosovich. What can I equip you with? At the moment, a whole bunch of nothing. We might be able to bring this valet. You've already got one. You have a valet yet, good sir? No, and now you do. Huzzah.
Mine by right.
I love only Kislev. My hate I give to you.
We give it to you, Olaf. We must break from war so the altars of our masters can be built and the slaves sacrificed. So that's your reasoning for peace? Who are you sacrificing? Ungles? Interesting. Meanwhile, good grief.
And evil.
Azag and all of his boys are here in March. Ostankya, is it time to cook up some mushrooms? It very well might be. We'll move cleverly where we come up.
Who calls?
How much would it be to take down Slaga? We want to move and... Actually, I think Azag is far enough away that it would only be Zavastra and Azag. Before I just declare that, though.
Think I will.
No, I don't think you will either. Oh, his boys are so weak. So weak. You guys at war
What
with?
news do you bring to the Ice Throne?
Great Orthodox, are you? Also no.
Boris
Also no.
Orsos.
I can't believe how strong Kislev is doing this time. I guess those Kislevite warriors are really making the difference. Just having a tier 1 kind of expendable but armor-piercing anti-large infantry is making the world a difference. That's awesome to see.
Witch.
What can you do? Hag's Curse Mark. Oh, they're already tired. Or we could have you steal technology as well. I didn't realize you guys were also technology yoinkers. And do the thing.
Get wisdom, and all else shall follow.
Or trip on a rock, Casimira. Good job. She has been wounded.
Curdling milk.
Indeed. That was almost a misstep. Go ahead and grab Fragmenti, the Bear's Bulwark. Which I think if I'm going to go Bear's Bulwark, yeah, Vanguard deployments. Going to be the way to go there. Unburden Step, since we're already moving so quick and have Strider, I don't mind just grabbing the extra leadership. Cool. Does this have any kind of control issues? Oh, so you know what? There's even a better strategy. If we go after Zavastra itself, then we could use the Coven. Well, either way, that's what we're going to go for, so I think I would rather jump Azag's army first. That way we're not dealing with the... this is not
like dead.
nearly as scary, right? A couple of more boys.
Galloping
Quit dirtling around, let's get him.
For Kislev.
Violence. He's fighting Karak Kadrin. We probably should have checked on seeing it who he was at war with. That way we could have made a deal with the Slayer King. Is that supposed to scare us? Oh, you're not smart enough to be scared.
Still their futures.
I was well aware you're not smart enough to be scared. Pyrrhic victory, all 3 armies are coming in. Oh, beautiful. Bunch of goblins to toss in our pot. Well, let's go ahead and give Fragmenti over to Azag, who's going to be flying around like a loon, likely going to be beelining straight for Ostankya. So we'll try to lure him back into the Arachina. Let's go in Tropus, or a Agony Succession that is, on some of these armored boys here. Let's go also in this unit of archers, just eliminate both of them. And then as far as the reinforcements go, I'd rather not have to deal with any of his orc boys at all. We'll go another Fragmenti on this here. If anything, it lowers their leadership with madness so the trolls can't leave. Good idea. Then Typhlosis, so the other trolls are useless. Curses abound. And then for our side, see, Spectre's Miasma doesn't work. I want to put this one on Ostankya because it gives her more range. But if she explodes on death, that's kind of just completely wasted. Ember Dread's not a bad call. We'll just go Bear's Bulwark. She'll be moving at the speed of sound. I don't want her to have flaming attacks though, so because that will override the cursed effect. Oh, so here we go. Unburdened Step. Yoink. I said yoink. And then we'll also give Bear's Bulwark instead. It'll probably go to the Slay Dirge, which I think is hilarious. We'll hold off on the Vanguard deploy one. Sweet. And because I really want to have... We'll hold on to Spectre's Miasma. I'll talk to myself for a moment. What's our map look like? They've got the high ground. Doesn't mean a whole lot. We can set up an ambush kind of down here. Perhaps even between the rock and the edge of the map. We'll see how things look once we actually take to the field. Let's get it. And Azag the Slaughterer might be a scary sight to a normal Kislevite army. But I think the fear is going to be going the other way this time. So we've got Azag and his quite a large group of orc boys, some of which are already starting to feel the effects of good ol' Stanky's curses here, with Agony Succession starting to rip into that line and anyone who is around them, which is just lovely. As far as how our forces are set up, we've got a bit of a combination here of where all of our beasties are in the center, with the Kislevite warriors posting up in the front lines, a single Akshina ambushers, a set of Akshina ambushers in the center there to start killing some lads with bolts who need it. Then we've got a couple more hiding in the woods here, waiting for the greenskins to get close. Spear Leech coming down on Ostankya, but we have plenty of Goulias to heal that up, no problem. As the Spirit Bear swims towards the enemy line, decided to throw it towards the trolls, see how much damage we get. Splashes in and it takes out a few models, but it's not super useful because they'll be able to heal that up. So only one model actually falls. Don't launch the Spirit Bear towards things that are not large blobs of infantry. It's not worth it. A little bit of posturing to start, as they are going to try their best to wait for the reinforcements to show up before advancing. We aren't going to let them. Time to move in and start harassing. The Spirit Leech going down on Ostankya, but again, we can heal that up no problem with the Goulias, so we're just going to allow that to happen. If Azag chases her down, she will retreat back to the Akshina hiding in the woods, who will then turn him into a lovely orky pincushion. We gotta get a little ways away from that, otherwise the frames just drop into the abyss. Rock spell going down there, completely missing everything. The Hive Mind is very good at dodging spells that aren't targeted properly, so we needed to wait for someone to be either in combat or trying to fire missiles at us. Another Spirit Leech going down on Ostankya this time. Really making sure that those land where they should. Getting some hits right back though, so if he decides to go into melee, he is done. We've also got all of our spiders hidden in the woods here for a bit of a surprise attack, and they will be making their presence felt in a bit. Azag not even really trying to dodge. Crossbow bolts. Every single Akshina we have is focusing on Azag, who is now going to throw down with Wendigo. Really bad call there. It's still a perfectly easy target, especially with the more vertical nature of our lovely Elemental Incarnate. Azag is already running for the hills, and he won't have a chance as the Capture Cat comes in and tackles him off the back. Well done, Nikolai. Treats for later. The Spider Menace is already coming across the field, though, chasing off some Wolf Raider archers who were thinking to reinforce the other army. They're instead going to be washed over by a swarm of spiders and quickly turned into lunch. He launches himself off the wolf trying to escape. There is no escape. Only the void. Meanwhile, we've got Hag's Cauldrons going out in the woods, ripping apart goblins. Such a cool looking spell, isn't it? From up high, the vortexes start looking a little bit funky, but that is absolutely horrifying against the likes of goblins, or even like if you're fighting the rats. Hopefully Clan Molder's still alive so we can show it off with how deadly it is against the clan rats. Not really any of the boys have made it into the front line, and those that have are about to meet the icy embrace of our bears and Iceworm. Battering boys aside, the boys are not as strong as the bears. Absolute nightmare scene for the forces of Azag. Spirit Bear crashes in, this time targeting a proper unit, and is separating many souls from their bodies. How many kills is Ostankya up to now, if we can find her? 202. Fantastic. Secondary army hasn't quite made it across the field yet, and this first one is in absolute tatters. We've got Hag Witches moving their way around the flanks to blast into the backs of the enemy units. Trying to minimize that friendly fire. Into the woods just absolutely go bananas. Smushing up some mushroom men. This does indeed stink. The Boar Boys were thinking themselves brave, but against that many spiders with the slow death debuff, they are not going to have a good time. So now we're going to posture up where we have our warriors and our bears ready to head off any of the most important units, because they are by far the most dangerous. How much damage they get in on those trolls, that's just on the initial charge. Bears are not scared of you. Scared of the Akshina, though. Keep them well away. Ostankya getting out a little bit focus fire by these archers. We need to get her moving right away, otherwise it will be night-night for Grandma. An absolute goblin picnic for our big boys here. Natural and unnatural working in tandem. See how that secondary army is doing. This group is already ripped to bits. We have summoned in the spectral things in the woods as well as the Manticore to try to disrupt those archers. A beautiful, beautiful cast there. And those that weren't already slain, the spiders will come in, drop that terror bomb, and the orcs are gone. Your numbers matter zero when you have no backbone. Well done, Kislev warriors. That's the last of them. We will spend some time rounding up as many of these green skin fools as we can, but a marvelous victory for Ostankya. We are clearing the motherland out One settlement at a time. Well, we absolutely backhanded Azag through the wall. We lost 30 of our own warriors. That was fantastic. 500 kills going down to Ostankya herself. But a very, very hefty portion going across the bears and spiders both. So the creepy things in the woods ripping our foes asunder. We will go ahead and take the extra replenishment.
You are my serfs now.
You were my serfs now. Welcome, mushroom people. The green skinner, heavy as the hand, or the head that wears the crown of sorcery, and probably dead as well. We did Azag, so now Mama Stanky has a lot more resistance. How much are you up to now?
Mother Ostankya.
65%. I think 70% is the highest you can get up to. So we should be pretty much shrugging off all of the nonsense coming her way, and lovely, we've got the Frozen Heart of Winter. More than a mere bear, this elemental creature has all the pride and rage of its vast, beleaguered motherland, distilled into its colossal icy form. So Rin the Black Bog was slain, and we got ourselves a new trinket for beating down on the greenskins. Beautiful stuff. We are going to go ahead and immediately kick out
An old woman.
Nikolai the Snow Leopard, which he'll come on back.
Spirit,
We'll claim I should have claimed Zavashka first.
Kislev from chaos.
It does not matter.
Kill for Kislev.
We'll go ahead and take Zavastra for our own. I'm just going to occupy it as
Where
is.
I go, it is Kislev.
Stankia becomes a seasoned campaigner fighting far away from the Bleak Coast, which is awesome. 10% more movement range, less attrition, and then perfect vigor for herself. We'll go ahead and grab in the Frozen Heart of Winter. It's going to cost so much, and I don't care even a little bit. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Just look at the big beastie. 90 armor. Unbreakable, unlike the others. Actually, they may have changed that. It's just they haven't taken off the Unbreakable tab. He's not unbreakable because it's now elemental. Oop, we got to get this removed. 25% physical resistance is a ton. It's got the chilling aura effect, and then it has the Heart of Winter bound spell, which is fantastic. We get a big blob and then just delete them. On top of Ostankya's damage over time spells. I can't wait. Welcome, Bernard.
Bring in the harvest or fight.
Bring me the harvest or fight. Here for Slaga, since there's no one else we can really use the Coven's Curse Mark on. Enjoy Doom, fool.
Interloper. Hear the hag's
Within
verse.
your lands, one rule holds true. Trespassers deserve no mercy. The Hex of the Coven's Curse Mark has already found its target, sapping them of energy until every movement is a struggle. They will not run far should you decide to hunt them down. Indeed I shall.
Say hag. At
Stankia
your
has gained the
peril.
Mentor trait. I'm going to start grabbing this pretty soon. But in the yeah, we want to grab this now, don't we? Start passing around those skill points and boosting up our own for everyone in this party.
Gullible fools.
As far as our Beast Witch goes, let's start working on those protective charms now. Your skill or your spells are so useful. Let's do Vengeance of Spirits. This one maximum here is quite terrifying. It's scary in general. And we can layer them up with the Flock of Doom as well.
It is.
Alright, I'll be doing no building here in Zavastra because this is one we are going to pass off to Katerin.
Get at me, Ed.
Yeah, me head. Will be gained for taking down those greenskins. We've got a Orc Molar, scraps of flesh, strands of nerves, and a good deal of decay cling to this recently excavated tooth. 10% more strength and for our own when creating a blessing, and it drops 10% strength when created as a curse. Good stuff. Back in the Bleak Lands.
Maiden of the Frosts.
We can just have you continue to kind of explore around. They haven't taken much land, and it looks like their armies might have been pushed back. So let's go ahead and explore further down in here towards the Plain of the Dogs.
For Kislev.
Here they are. King Kagatev and King Faktum. Be careful about saying that one fast. Own brothers, through and through. Alright, we'll have you go into March.
Double pace!
You can't quite reach Iron Spike, which means that rebellion's going to cause problems either way. Alright, Urkelis, the Petrified Forest, and we'll give you some normal Khazars. I have a call coming in, so let me go ahead and let's get back to it. It's actually been about an hour or so, so I'm trying to reorient exactly what we are up to. So it's dropped back down to 2 turns still for that rebellion. So here with Urkalisk, let's see about giving him a few actual just normal crossars and chuck some arrows at the enemy. And then it looks like we can also go for the upgrade here at... I think upgrading Silverator is a good idea, even though we've got... I would like to save up to try to go ahead and go for the Vaults of Quintex as soon as we can. Also getting the Vintner here. Well, you know what? I take that back. Let's save that gold. Save that gold.
I am ill-suited to this.
I'm sure you don't like the desert at all. If I declare war on you, how mad are you going to be? I gotta wait 5 more turns before we really can. So we'll let him declare war first, and then we'll jump in from there. Go straight after the Hag Hall. Zoom the map back on in here. Swing back over to Tamara. And we can come on out and just try to steal some tech from Karak Vlag.
No one suspects an old lady.
I mean, you probably have some... Oh, you failed too.
Resistant.
Not as bad as the previous failure, though. Just take a quick look and see.
What?
It is really strange to me that Laura Himmler wants to make deals. Is it just because we're throwing down with the... We're not even fighting the Vedheimlings. I have no clue.
Lady of the Azrael.
Laura Lauren would also like to be buddies, but they are getting drop-kicked by the scaling Norskins.
Kneel! Grave. Speak.
Ice Queen of Kislev.
So no proper allies to be had. None that we don't already. Alright then, so there is a good opportunity for him to come after Betchefin. Not very well defended, and then we do have to keep in mind that there are going to be other bone rattlers coming down. Well, actually, do you guys have any settlements? Have they been defeated? Take a look at that. 2 of Kislev's biggest enemies taken out kind of out of nowhere. Well done, Mama Stank. Go ahead and spin through Evan's turn here. Giving him a few more spiders is not maybe a bad call. We'll switch over to
Make camp and bring me
the
a drink.
armor-piercing variant of them. Spiders for all. It's 296 on you, almost 300, and then how much are you going up in upkeep?
Guardian of the land.
We'll just leave it like that for now, and we'll wait to see how our income is going to increase when a few of our talents and things go in. But let's say from there. Assign skill points to be passed out with Tamara, even though she did fail. You're a strategist for more movement. Let's just go ahead and give you... Witchbrew. We'll go down the spell book. And probably bring her back into Stankia's army. We will have Gretel there join up with the eventual Drugino we recruit in.
Heed my hexes.
Alright. Everything looks to be sold. We could go ahead and grab ourselves another Frost Maiden. But I'd like to do a bit of saving on our gold, so we will not for now. I think our next target is either going to be Slaga and he doesn't come after us, or we'll just bring Ostankya to bear against Festus. Give ourselves another proper challenge. Get through and that'll be our turn. Alright, he's come on back in. He actually had... Oh, they've kicked in Hawa. Yeah, we'll just give this one to the auto-resolve.
They will be better dead.
We lost so many warriors. How on earth? Just threw my spiders in by themselves?
You will, sir.
Alright, the land speaks. An elderly farmer begs for an audience. He claims to have found a great crack in the frozen earth from which allegedly emanates the blessed voice of the motherland herself. One wish she will grant, and then the fissure will close, he avows. Though he may be deluded, we would be unwise to ignore this. You sure this isn't chaos? We can pray to the land of the skies, so less cooldown for Lore of Ice, or higher recruit rank for all of our beasties. Have the farmer ask this crack of his to grant Kislev's army the strength of the soil. Yes, he's got to be careful which one you're asking him to grant that. One might give us power, the other not so much. Orc's Bane. And the Bone Rattlers are gone. yourself a brand new Blessed Helm of the Oblast, which would be great for one of Ostankya's other hag witches.
An old woman.
So what are the defenses here at Castle von Rauken looking like?
It is so.
Oh, Festus. Your end approaches,
Curdling milk.
and its name is Ostankya. For Talika here, let's grab just another point into Protective Charms for if we have to sit for a turn in any
Call
Chaos
me
Corrupted areas.
Witch?
Definitely gonna go ahead and grab the final point into Visions of Spirits because we can shut down all of Festus' spells, which is pretty terrifying for anyone of Chaos's corner there. Hercules giving himself the Inspiring Presence, that way we get
I
a bit more
accept this tribute.
experience gain for all of him and his spider army.
Say hag at your peril.
I mean, if we can get Lothar to stay and fight, that would be great. Are you at war with...
Would agree.
Really?
Your flesh.
Reichland. And we haven't met Reichland yet? That is simply just the way, isn't it? We can pop
The lands
one of our other hag witches out of the army for now. Gretel is the most expendable just to go meet Reichland.
stamp across the miles.
Maybe we were lucky enough. How have we met Corone but not Reichland yet? How unfortunate. I'd really prefer to have all of my hag witches in the army because they're boosting up how strong Ostankya's spells are. That's alright, we just won't be able to act as mercenaries this time. Festus, it's your turn. I'm gonna attack him directly, that way Lothar doesn't have an opportunity to run. Take out two of their lords at once. 44 versus 27. Super Chungus versus terrifying Grandma in the Woods.
There's no.
Feed the forest rage.
Alright, so he does have some exalted Plague Bears, but the problem with them is they've got a very low armor, and all of Ostankya's blasts are going to be magical, so we can kind of just tear them apart with her spells. It should be a fantastic battle, but we will get to this in the next episode. I am out of time for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by this Mother Ostankya episode. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub thon. I'll see you on the next one.